Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth. Doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
So yesterday we had the big Miami conference, right? I mean, at one point there was over 50,000 people there. That was what was going on, right? It was just mental. You had celebrities, our own celebrity, right? Our hero, right? You had Michael Saylor there. And Michael Saylor had a message, basically, you know. He calls everybody that shouts and screams about Bitcoin basically all day long, right? You know, non-stop, this is it, right? Calls us the cyber hornets, all right? And it's big respect. And he's also like, you know, he said like how the whole community is a cyber hornet, right? Everyone that's been ever going out there and educating people and everything, they are the cyber hornets, right? It's non-stop, right? It's non-stop. It's never stopped. So, I mean, respect to him. But I think the message he was trying to give and the audience he was giving it to, right? The audience, obviously, everybody there was, majority is Bitcoin fans. We are Bitcoin supporters, right? I mean, if I could go to Miami, I would have been there myself, right? Unfortunately, I didn't take that step. It was just too late for me, right? I just didn't go. But looking at the greater picture, he says Bitcoin is hope, right? The whole agenda. Bitcoin is hope. And who is it hope for? Of course, it's hope for everybody like the public domain, but he's also promoting it as a hope for businesses, right? As Max Kaiser, the host who was interviewing him, he put it, you've got a melting ice cube. Fiat is a melting ice cube, right? And, you know, Michael Saylor says basically, yeah, I mean, if you want to, you know, survive what's coming, right? If you want to, you know, join the next revolution, right? I mean, I think Max Kaiser said something like the Renaissance Part 2, right? Bitcoin is the Renaissance Part 2, 2.0. And you need to be on Bitcoin, right? So minority of those people were corporates sitting in that conference. They're just sitting there, just listening. That's what they were doing. They're probably sitting in private booths and listening, right? But a lot of money, a lot of attention, a lot of people went in there. It was one of the biggest events of 2021. Right, and I don't think anyone really give a damn about COVID-19 or anything like that, right? They just went there and they just dealt with it. They don't give a damn because it is a very important thing, right? It's a very, very important thing. It is hope because if you want to, you know, you can have your money, you can have a business, you can have all sorts of stuff, and you can try and work for that. And work for that fiat, which is a melting ice cube, right? As Max, I think it's a beautiful analogy, right? A melting ice cube. And each year you see it go, right? Each year you see it go. It just keeps on draining down, and inflation and everything comes in, and things are just more expensive. You just need more and more. You never actually get out of the cycle, right? It's a relentless cycle. You earn, you spend. You earn, you spend. Spending goes up. You think your earnings going up? No, you work harder to earn more so you can spend, right? That's what inflation does. And Bitcoin itself, it's a whole different ballgame. So he gave this analogy regarding how, you know, you can take a loan, right, at 2-3% or whatever. I mean, he got it for even cheaper. Apparently he got it for like 0.1 or whatever percent. But point is you can take a loan, right? And I'm not advising anybody to take a loan, by the way, all right? This is no financial advice. This is nothing. And do not take a loan, right? Don't be stupid, right? Corporate loans are completely different. So he's saying how he took a loan because he understood how even if Bitcoin does 10% a year, he's earning more than he would pay in interest. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So obviously he's plugged everything in. There's other facts in there as well, like, you know, how he's the longest running CEO in America. He's been in position for over 20 years. No other CEO has ever done that. He's literally a granddad in the game, right? And, you know, for him, the Renaissance 2.0 is basically him coming back out. He was about to retire. He's gone into Bitcoin and he's back on track right now. He's not retiring anytime soon, right? You see that. Now, market, obviously, if we're going to talk about the market right now, you can see the ups and downs, right? That 1.6, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, it's playing with us. It's playing with us. Yesterday, during the time where the conference was going on, we did see a pump. Again, from looking at everything, analyzing the data, you can understand that, yes, there would be a nice little pump, but it's a very small one. Something happened on chain which triggered it looked like as if we were pumping. But if you look deeper into the charts and you look at the volume, and I mentioned this to someone, I think currently it's about 18 hours. So as the time of me recording this, 18 hours or 20 hours non-stop. 18 hours, because we are going to complete our next one very soon, right? Non-stop, we've been, so just say close to 20 hours, right? There's no volume. I'll put a chart right here, just have a look at it. There's no volume. I just took a screenshot. There's no volume. So, but we know there's millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of USDT, Paxos, BUSD, TUSD, USDC, all the pegged currencies are sitting on exchanges. And yet, yesterday I was looking at some of the candles and I see 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion volume. What's going on? I mean, Shiba Inu launched. He had like 5 billion or 6 billion in a day. A day. Do you know what I mean? BTC, 2 billion, 3 billion. What's going on? Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. So someone asked me a question. He said on one of the groups, and this video is related to this actually, so I said I'll answer it in the video. He says to me, looking at the bigger picture, is there an indication, that's what he means, right? Is there an indication that we are probably going to see a massive pump? Definitely. But don't expect it soon. There's something else at play here, right? It's not a conspiracy or anything, but it's just something else at play here. I got a feeling we are going to see, on the chart as well, you'll see 2 yellow lines. Those 2 yellow lines represent where the buying order should be, and I've said it. It's going to be this chart is valid for at least another week, right? So it's over time. It's not going to happen straight away, but we are going to see something over time. I think we're going to have one more dip, right? There's definitely going to be one more dip, and then we're going to see the reversal, right? The reason I'm saying this is because remember, there's a lot of influencers out there. You've got Elon Musk with his 54 million followers. Coincidentally, yesterday he also changes his profile picture. But there's another funny fact about this. So approximately 10 to 12 hours before he changed his profile picture, regarding the Miami conference, he actually had another profile picture with a wig on and kind of angry, right? And he sends out this thing and he says how he misses it, because it didn't make sense. And I made a video about this as well. I mean, it was on one of the chart videos, and I said how it doesn't make sense. What is he talking about? What does he miss, right? Because he's showing this meme about how he misses the chart. What is it? What does it mean? What does he mean? Now, I'm making a hypothesis here, right? This is not factual data or anything like this. This is just my opinion, right? What I personally feel. I think he also knows that there's going to be a dip. Something around here is going to happen, but he has put like a new Bitcoin enemy character thingy on his profile, and he's showing how Bitcoin's going to be, or crypto is going to go to the moon or something like this. Something's going on, right? Something's definitely going on. So money going in, to an exchange, we need to see that money also coming out, or at least buying something. We just don't see that. So this is what's been, I actually sent a tweet out and I said it's quite fascinating. It's quite fascinating that we can't, we're seeing money going in, no volume, and yet Bitcoin was pumping. So somebody was triggering just enough. You got to remember, I told you, you can actually, one person can actually trigger the market to go down, and a couple of people can actually trigger the market to go up. You don't really need many people to do it. People with enough money can actually trigger the system. And I think somebody was triggering it just enough to keep it up there. And I also tweeted, I think I tweeted or I messaged someone on a group or something, and I said, this could either be a fake out or could be actually a breakout. So it could be a breakout, but it looks similar to a fake out, right? And it is. I mean, in my opinion, it is a fake out. All of this is going to happen in the next few days. It's going to be a fake out. In fact, I think the weekend pump because of all the news and everything. Someone's monetizing on it. You know, someone's definitely monetizing on it. And then I think next week we're going to see a nice little dump, right? We're going to see a nice little dump, and then we'll carry on. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, so don't hold me to it. But this is what I've predicted on yesterday's chart as well. So have a look. I mean, I think it's going to last at least, look, it's going to definitely last a few more weeks to a few more months. Also, if you remember on one of the previous videos, I said how the monthly candles, right? How we might see a positive candle. Well, if you look at the candle, you can see it's slightly higher than the previous candle, right? And it might even flip right at the end. I think somewhere maybe next week or the week after, all right? So I'm talking like 14 days time. It could easily flip over and look greenish, right? But it's not over until the candle's over, right? So we can't take any of that. And this is what I was saying, comparing to 2013. I said, if you look carefully, you'll see that how we had 2 months of red candle, and then the next two, even though they were green, they were slightly lower until we broke up again. So this is what it is. The trend needs to reverse completely, right? So far, the trend hasn't reversed completely. We're still got a very mini trend. Like, you know, as I said, I've got to adjust it at some point, but I'm not going to adjust the mini trend yet. The major trend, I have adjusted it yesterday. The link is in the description. You can go and see the chart. It's a public chart. You can see it. So I think just before the big pump, there will be another dump. Just to answer your question, bro, long story short, I think there's definitely going to be one massive dump coming. How far, we don't know yet. But that volume is freaky. That volume is freaky. You know, when you look at the global market cap and you see like $110 billion being traded, and right, that freaks me out. That says something bigger at play. And I think the move is going to catch a few people out, right? This next move that we're going to have is going to definitely catch a few people out. To be honest with you, I can't say whether it's going to be a downward. I know it's going to have a brief downward momentum before it rebounds, but I can't say how far it's going to go. The only thing we can go by is the technicals, and according to the TA that we've done, we're looking at the $29,500 as the bottom. That would give us a double bottom. We're looking at that. On the upside, it's the moon, right? On the upside, it's the moon. But how far and when, we don't know. So anybody who's been bearish recently and has cashed out and is waiting on the sideline, do you know what I would recommend, right? If you are attempting to pick up the bottom, be generous with BTC. If we see BTC saying 29.5, give it a couple of grand more. You know, put it at like 31.5 or something like this, right? Just as this is not financial advice, but just put it higher, a little bit higher, so you catch it back up on the way up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to suggest basically. And if you're taking so say for example you're in profit and you want to take it out, this is the only time I'm going to say this. If you're going to do it with BTC, any other coin is a different story. I'm not even going to talk about those, right? You know how my opinion about it is. It's shit coin. Everything's a shit coin. Everything's a scam, right? But if you are going to cash out of your BTC to pick up the dip, my advice strongly, do not sell all of it. Just do 50%. You're willing to take 50% risk, because the move that we're going to see could be up or could be down. And if you're like some of my brothers, I know that the brother who asked me the question, he's a hodler. If you're a hodler, don't worry about it. It's a whole different story. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to wait for this. I mean, I'm hodling. I'll probably do a trade. If I see a rebound, I'll probably do a trade on the rebound. But other than that, I'm not selling anything. I'm not doing anything. I'm just hodling off chain. Also, yeah, I just remember one thing. Max Kaiser asks Michael Saylor that, you know, all this tax FUD and everything, you know, Bitcoin, they want to tax Bitcoin and this and that. You know what Michael Saylor replied and said? What can't kill it can't beat it. It only makes Bitcoin stronger. So what he's saying is basically you can try, but you couldn't do anything. You couldn't touch it, right? I love that. I love that. I mean, that kind of stuff, it's very exciting. I mean, I really do like it. I respect that, his views. He understands the tax laws and everything. So you got to understand. And I made a video on Bitcoin tax and everything, and also titled how to stay in crypto forever, right? Never pay tax or anything. Literally, that's what it means, right? No financial advice, but that's what it means. You can actually stay in crypto forever. It doesn't really matter. In fact, today so it's an experiment, right? There's this new company, it's a crypto company. I'm not disclosing it yet. I haven't bought any of their coins, but the technology, now I'll explain why I'm not promoting it yet. So the technology they have allows us to have a bank account, a crypto bank account. I'm just a bit curious, so I have applied and everything, and my bank account and everything arrived today. My card, debit card, everything arrived today. I will test them out, but I think the law may be a bit funny. So I'm just trying to figure out. It's like, okay, is it allowed? Because I know a lot of the banks are very fussy, and this one's saying this. And also, I've noticed one thing. So far, you can't receive money from outside. You can receive crypto, but you can't receive money from outside, and you can only load up the bank. You can only send money or receive money from your own banks. Well, that's kind of messed up, right? So let me see how this one works. Now, the reason I'm warning people is because way back in the days, back in 2017, we had a company called 10x. 10x was going to be your ultimate payment app, right? Or ultimate payment card or whatever. They built a coin, they built everything. And then at the end, there was three founders. Was something, I forgot what his name was. He was a doctor, surgeon or something. Good marketing guy, right? He used to go, Julian Hosp, something, that's his name, yeah. So he basically resigned, dumped all of his coin, took the whole 10x down. And currently the announcement, so I was invested in 10x. I've still got loads of 10x left. It's worth nothing, by the way. So this is one of those where it's a legit company, looked everything legit, ran it for years, and now they've just announced they're taking the 10x app away. The company's now going bust, full stop. So most people are probably, once they got that announcement, they're going to rush over to exchanges. Some guys, smart guys, will short it. Right, I'm just giving you a hint. Some guys will short it, and other guys, obviously most people who don't understand that they can actually short it, will probably just go and just dump the whole lot and kill the market off. So that's what's going to happen with that particular one. That's why I'm very careful about these companies who make promises. And I always say to you, everyone's trying to solve a problem, right? And so funnily, the problem they're trying to solve, and not in crypto, but we have kind of solved it in another project we did back in the days. So I'm in conversations with a few people. Let's see what happens. But just got to be careful. But yeah, it's the first ever crypto bank, right? Let's test it out. Let's see how much they survive. If they can. The thing is listen carefully, right? This is what I'm going to say to you. The technology is not the problem. The idea is not the problem. The promises can be fulfilled. The vision is not the problem. It's the pen and paper. It's the law. It's your regulations. It's your local governments. That's where the problem is, right? Your nationality, right? National problem, right? Not everyone's friendly about it. I mean, I remember 10x had the issue, so they actually moved over to Singapore. They moved over to Singapore because it was a lot more crypto friendly. This is the thing, people want to innovate. They want to do that. I mean, it's a fintech company, right? They want to innovate. They want to do this, but the local governments, the guys with the paper, the guys, not the guys with the paper, the guys with the pen, the guys with the magic pen, right? They'll make some sort of a law, screw you over. That's what it is. So it's hard, but that's what it is. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated. Other than that, guys, I'm not going to do any chart. Remember, yesterday's chart is still valid. Have a look. It's on the description. Like, share, subscribe. That's very important. Also, you know, if you want to have another look at that screenshot I took, I'll put it at the end of the video right now, and have a look and see what it's doing. Basically, you can see that the pattern is telling us that it has to come down. We're going to have one more rebound on the bottom. That would give us the bottom, and then we need to go up, right? Right now, we're just going to have to leave it to fate and see what happens. But there's something happening, and it's going to be a big one, right? It's going to be a big one. Whether it's up or down is a different story, but it's definitely going to be a big pump. Let's see where it goes, right? So, yeah, I'm not going to make this any longer. Thank you very much, guys. Adios, amigos.